Well, welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about the mean value theorem in version 8 of the textbook that is in section 3.02. It's also attached with Rolle's theorem. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a quick introduction and then we're going to talk about how to use it. So first idea with the mean value theorem is the overall idea is if you have a function, let's say I got x squared, okay? Nothing fancy, right? And if I were to look at, let's say here's -1, -2, let's go here to 1. The question would be, mean value theorem says, you know what, if I did from here to here, and I found the average slope. If I did the average slope, well, how would I find the average slope? I would do rise over run. So my slope, which is represented as my derivative, I would think of this as being, let's see, I would do my function value at the end minus the function value at the beginning, all divided by the interval, b minus a. And so let's do it for this actual one here. So -2 to 1. So what would my average slope? So that's very important, as this is my average. My average slope would be, well, I'm going to do the divided by in the bottom. That's the easy one. 1 minus -2. But the top, though, f of b. Well, what is f of 1? F of 1 is going to be 1. Just plug it into x squared, my function. And so my f of b is 1. F of a. What is f of -2? F of -2 is -2 squared, which is 4. So minus 4. So my average slope on this interval is -3 over 3, which is -1. So my average slope is -1. Well, what the mean value theorem says is, well, that's great. This right here on the right side, this is my average slope. Mean value theorem says, well, if you have that average slope, if you are to take your derivative, there is at least one point on your graph where the average slope for the entire interval equals the instantaneous slope. Sorry for the bad handwriting. I just write this way. At least one point where it has that instantaneous slope. So how do you find instantaneous slope? To find instantaneous slope, you do the derivative. Well, what's the derivative of, so my function is x squared. So what's the derivative of x squared? 2x. So what is my instantaneous slope at a point? Well, it's 2c. Well, the mean value theorem says that this average slope right here, what's my average slope? -1. That there is a point c, which is guaranteed to have that slope. Well, how do I solve for c? 2c is -1, so c is -1/2. That is really my x value that has the same slope as the average valued slope. So this is called the mean value theorem. What makes it more difficult is you're going to get more difficult functions. But otherwise, that's the big idea. Hope that helped a little bit. Have a good one.